Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Come Build With Me series. This is episode 2 of my Greenhouse Nectary, right? I did the shell outline last episode, and this episode I really just want to get the inside done. Well, not done, but like laid out. I want the inside laid out. It's a little bit awkward because I don't know exactly what I want it to look like. I just know that I want 4 different rooms. I want some kind of a bar entry. I want a fancy dining hall area. I definitely want a greenhouse. Greenhouse Nectary, kind of need to have the greenhouse part. And then also some kind of a storage room that will have like the nectar making process in it. Right now, you can see that I paused for a little bit. I'm looking at my reference photo. Let me just pull that up for you real fast. This is what I'm looking at. And you can see, I mean, it's probably really small. I wonder if I can increase the size of this for you guys. Just ignore me in the background for a bit. But this is the dining entry that I kind of want, where there are tables on one side and there's a bar on the other side. And then also over here you can see this image of like a really fancy dining area. And that's just like kind of what, whoa. Excuse me while I figure out my image setting right here. But I'm just gonna drop that reference photo there and leave it. I know that that's what I want in this build. I just don't know how I'm gonna make it happen with the shell that I laid out. And obviously I'm gonna make adjustments on the inside to make things fit better, and it's gonna change the outside. But that's how building goes, right? Nothing's permanent. It's always changing, which, you know, is fine. Right now I'm just kind of making sure I have all the, like, I get all the furniture in that I'm thinking about. I'm not really making the actual furniture choices yet. That comes a little bit later. But I do know I want a bigger bar, and that I'm gonna have to fit it in somehow. Let me give a brief summary about what I'm doing, kind of. So, Come Build With Me series, I take 15 minutes, and I build, right? So, it's not like other build videos where you see the start to the finish. It's 15 minutes to grab a project and come work with me a little bit at a time. I've really liked filming these videos because it's given me this sense of like I can work on something bigger but 15 minutes at a time, and it makes it a lot less anxiety inducing, I suppose. Would be the best way to describe it. It's also fun to like race against the timer. I think for some people that would be anxiety inducing, right? But for me, it's fun to say like, hey, I'm gonna pick this really small part to focus on and then do it. So as you can see, I'm trying to figure out if it would be better to have the bar at the entry or have it on the side, and I don't really know yet. I mean, I know now because I already did it. And I'm just describing what I was thinking at the time. So for the side, it would need to be a smaller bar, obviously. I do decide to keep it as the bar entry because it just fits a lot better. Yeah. As you can see, I'm practicing, right? I explained a little bit in my last video that I'm practicing to be more comfortable with being on camera and talking and not necessarily having someone else to talk to. When I film my videos for my Not So Berry challenge, I interact with my Sims and what's going on in the game, and this is a little bit different, and I'm practicing for streaming, for one day being able to stream. Because that's how it is, you're interacting with the game, but for the most part you're also interacting with yourself until you have like chat to come and support you. So that's what this is. It's a practice for me. I will apologize for being awkward because I know that I am awkward and that I have long pauses and I repeat myself. And I say a lot, and trying really hard to not do that and catch myself doing it. But yeah, thank you for watching and maybe being awkward with me. It's great. Let's see. I forgot about this. In the back, there's also a little terrace area, so I definitely know I want a big garden area. I'm kind of picturing this Greenhouse Nectary to be an event space, right? So it'd be nice if I put like a wedding arch so people could get married here if they wanted. There wouldn't be a whole dedicated wedding space where you have like chairs set up for like everyone to sit. And to be honest, I've kind of given up on the whole concept of like sit down weddings when it comes to Sims. And I think a lot more people would be happier if they gave up on that too. Just personally, I don't have the Wedding Stories pack. I might get it one day because I do think the world is absolutely gorgeous. And I see other Simmers play with it, and it'd be so nice as a world to like live in or to vacation to. But it kind of messes up all the wedding stuff in game. And I don't like the idea of that. And it's frustrating enough. The game is frustrating enough without me spending money for it to be more frustrating. So I haven't done that. It's also why I haven't bought for rent yet. I want to. I'm gonna wait until it gets 50% off and then I'll buy it. Just because I feel like it's not worth more than 50%. Especially because it will introduce so many bugs into my game that I don't currently have to deal with. So here, I'm looking at the dining area, and I'm trying to decide if I want square or rectangle tables. And if I think it looks good or I think it doesn't look good, and kind of how the space works. So I'm trying to figure out if I want them to be like several long tables, kind of like you would see at a school dining, like a university dining room, or like, I don't know, where else do they have long tables, like cabins that I visited when I was younger. But I kind of decided I didn't like the look of that. I didn't want it to feel like that. I want it to feel like a more intimate event space, and for those you need round tables. So I'm over here. I remembered I only want to use certain packs and everything. I want to use Horse Ranch, Cottage Living, Blooming Rooms kit, and of course the base game. So I'm remembering, I need to keep all of my furniture to those very specific things. But it works out because they have a really beautiful round table, and I just figured if I can make it work with the space. Right now, again, I'm not focusing on like actually doing and getting done any room in particular. I'm mostly just throwing down furniture so I can get a sense of the space and change any outside elements, like, the walls and the roof. Building can be really, really fun. I have tons of fun while I build. Usually I also watch like some kind of show or something while I build. But it can also be really frustrating when it doesn't look the way that you want it to, or your reference photo is just not possible in The Sims because spacing wise, or you don't have something that's in your reference that you really wanted, but it's not available and there's no custom content to download for it. So there's a lot of things, but I think this project specifically, I had a lot of fun kind of figuring out what I wanted to do with it and how to make the spaces work to my advantage. So I've kind of decided here that I've got my little, room where the people can come in and order something from the bar. I'm trying to figure out right now where I'm going to have the bathroom, because obviously there needs to be a bathroom if it's an event space, and I put a toilet and a sink in there, and then I kind of realized, wait, it's going to be an event party space where there's multiple people, and one bathroom's not really going to cut it. So I needed to figure something out for a bigger bathroom. So you could see, I'm like, why don't I just adjust this a little bit? Like, figure out where else it could go. Yeah. It all comes together. I can't remember if by the end of this video it comes together or not. I think so. I think I figure it out. Yeah. When I was gonna start doing this series, I was really scared because I was like, my life's not that interesting. I don't have things to talk about. Today, I actually do have something to talk about and to share. My great banana bread fiasco. Basically, I keep seeing all these videos on like Instagram that's like, just throw the bananas away. If you have them in your freezer, just throw them away. You'll never make banana bread. And the thing is, I love banana bread. And I love baking. So I do actually use my frozen bananas and make banana bread, and it's super good. I've only made it a couple times, but this most recent time, I was making it for a coworker who was leaving because they had to move because of their circumstances. But we wanted banana bread on the last day because he absolutely loves banana bread. And it didn't work. I baked it for the same time that I had, you know, like the 2 or 3 times that I had done in the past. And then when I went and looked at it, the middle had like sunken in, which usually means that the middle wasn't cooked all the way through, even though I checked it with a toothpick. So I was really upset because I was like, what is going on? What am I supposed to do? And I looked up online all this advice that's like, just put it back in, watch it really closely. So I did that, and the middle just would not cook. Like, I think I baked it for twice as long as it had already been in, and the middle just would not cook. So that was upsetting, and it has filled me with the passion to like make banana bread again and like have it turn out. So once I get bananas the next time, I'm going to try it out, and we will see how it goes. Right now I am filling this room, this storage room, with all of these different barrels and nectary stuff, just to make sure that I have it because I saw them and didn't want to forget to have them. So then I sorted with the Blooming Rooms kit, and I'm just going to pull out everything that I think would go well with greenhouse vibes and with garden vibes and any kind of botanical garden type items in here. The water garden would have been so cool, but it's way too big. There's no way I could have done it. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna work on the porch for a little bit now and see if I can get it to look nice with the pavilion. I think that's also something that's really difficult and that I struggle specifically with building is like, I can usually get the building to look nice. The roof always gives me so much trouble. But making sure that fencing and items in the yard looking nice and not balanced necessarily. There is a certain balance that needs to be struck when you're dealing with the layout as a whole. That's my degree in landscape design coming out here. But just making sure that it looks nice, you know? There is a certain balance. You have like the golden spiral thing with different drawings, and then you've got styles like the French style and the English style of garden. And it's all technical and important, but a lot of it is also just feeling and personal preference, which is why it's fun. It really is fun to design and to implement everything. I got that bigger bathroom, if you noticed, with a couple different toilets. I forget whether there are stalls or not because I didn't use certain packs, so when I do the bathroom in a future episode, we will see. But I knew I wanted some kind of bench out here in this pavilion. I'm still trying to decide if I want a wedding arch out there now that I'm looking at it. But that is our 15 minutes. And I'm just going through and putting, or fixing, I guess, the roof, since I changed some of the walls and stuff to accommodate for the inside. But like I said, roofing gives me a lot of problems, but once I figured out the roof for the most part, initially, it's a lot easier to just throw stuff together, which is good. Of course, right as I say that, this part was a really big struggle. I wasn't sure how I wanted it to look or function, because it has this triangle in the big roof with the brick, that I didn't like how it looked at all. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, if I put it this way, will it look good? No, it juts out awkwardly. I don't like that. So let's copy it again and see if I could do it. Do I need to adjust the shell outline? I try and use this specific roof all the time, and it just doesn't work. The majority of the time. It just doesn't work, and it doesn't look good, and it doesn't fit. Which is just frustrating. And you could tell, I'm like, I don't know what to try next. Like, will this look good? Will this not look good? And it's difficult too, because this is like a commercial building, and commercial building roofs are different than residential building roofs. And of course, in my reference photo, the only thing I have to go off of is like this, which doesn't even really show the roof. It's just like, oh, here's the front part of this building. Like, good luck with the rest of it. And obviously, I'm having a really difficult time. I've spent like probably 2 minutes on just like trying to figure out this piece. In fact, I can't even remember what I decided to do. It looks like I decided, well, I'm sorry, the bathroom just can't be that big. And then go with the original idea for the roofing that I had, where I just like copied it. It's so funny watching myself do this, because like I kind of remember, but also I don't remember, you know? And then I decided, why not just fix the problem completely and make it like that? And it looks fine. Like, it looks good, I think. There are some other things that can help and work, and obviously I've gone way over my 15-minute timer, which is embarrassing. But that's how these types of projects go, right? Mostly, though, it's done, and I decided, well, that's good. It's where I'm gonna end it. I was able to get the inside all figured out and everything. So, thank you guys for spending 15 minutes with me, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!